Hi, thanks for joining. It's Patty from PS Paper Crafts, and today I'm going to show you how to make this gatefold card. It's a little bit different. It opens up this way, and gotta make sure you got the bird is not in the way too much, but I actually had things that were higher and I had a hard time opening and closing it, so I figured I better just keep it low on here. So this card is a challenge that I'm doing to make a gatefold card, and this recipe for this is from Susan Campfield. So it's not my original idea. I got the measurements from her, but then I changed the stamp set that I used. And I am using Lilypad Lake, and this is a bundle. This will be in the new catalog, but not as a bundle. So right now, if you get this, you can save 10%. They usually do that the first year things are bundled, and then the next year they're in the catalog, but not as a bundle. So you get 1 year to kind of try it. And I'll tell you that the water in this is really very pretty when it's cut out. I have a card that I made on my blog. Maybe I'll pull it up later, that I use this with. But today we're just going to use the stamp, and then on the inside I have the lily pad and the birds. So let's get started. I am using Pretty Peacock and Seaside Spray, which are two new in colors. And I'll have all the details on my blog, pspapercrafts.com. Let me get the pieces out. So this piece is an 8.5 by 11, and it's cut at 4 1/4 by 11. And then it's scored at 2 3/4 and then 8 1/4. So I did that already for you. And then the other pieces, I'll just have that on my blog. So I'm going to just fold these in and make sure they're folded really good with my bone folder. And it just meets perfectly. So you can just do a card like this and open it up, but it's pretty neat that we have these pieces that go over, and you attach one on one side and one on the other side. So let's start with the bottom piece, and what I did was I took Seaside Spray. So this is a piece of Seaside Spray cardstock, and I'm using the same color ink, Seaside Spray, and I'm going to use this water. Now the water doesn't go all the way across, but I hid my seam behind the bird, so that worked out pretty good. So I'm going to do it this way, and I'm going to try to just line it up straight, not so straight, but good enough. And then I'm going to just come in and get this part. So see, there's that seam. We'll put the leg of the bird on that. And then this was a little hard. You could probably use your Stamparatus, but I kind of just went with it. And then the same thing. Okay, and then what I did on the top one was I also used the same color ink, the Seaside Spray, and I took a sponge and I just sponged it, and it really makes a different color. It's amazing. It's the same color, but it just looks different. So I'm just going to dip my sponge in, and it looks red, but you can wash these. Sometimes they just get stained, but there's no red ink on it. And I'm just going to go very lightly, and I like to start off the paper and just come in. And it just gives it a kind of a little textured look. Just looked up, I have a guy mowing in the back of my lawn. Well, it's actually my neighbor's. My guy usually comes on Wednesday. He surprised me. But all of a sudden I heard the mowing. So I think that's enough, and it just gives it a different look. So I thought that was pretty good. Let's see, the next step we're going to do is stamp our items, and then we have to cut them out with the dies. So I will get a piece of scrap, and we'll do the stamping, and then I'll cut it out with my big shot off camera and come back. So first we'll stamp in black memento 2 of the lily pads. See if we can fit everybody in here. And then I'm going to do the bird. And I'm not going to do congratulations on this one. I'm going to do happy birthday. I'm going to use the itty bitty birthdays, and what am I doing? Birthday wishes. So let me see if I can fit that in. Okay, so I'm going to go cut that out, and I'm also going to cut out this sun in Daffodil Delight. So let me cut it out, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. I cut everything out, so I got it all out of that one scrap. I have my 2 lily pads, my birthday wishes, my bird, and then out of the Daffodil Delight, the sun. So, and I used, so this was for my sentiment, the sun, the bird, and the lily pads. So very nice set to have. So next I'm going to color in Granny Apple Green my lily pads, and let's just color them in with the Stampin' Blends. I don't know whether to use the bullets or the marker side. Hopefully I don't go out of the lines here. I was doing a lot of yard work this morning. I think my hands are a little shaky. Down in Florida, it's very hot when you're out there. I think I might have stayed out a little bit too long. But I got some new plants in. I'm very happy with them. A firecracker bush, which is really pretty. And then, I don't even know what it's called. It has purple flowers. See, I got right in there. My hands are a little shaky, but we'll be okay with that. I'm actually going to try to take it off with a color lifter, and then hopefully when I color it with the Flirty Flamingo, it will be okay. Alright, so let me try that. Let me just get the color lifter. This works pretty well with the light colors, but this is dark Granny Apple Green. So I think it might just, well, maybe it'll work. Otherwise it's going to be a green flower. Let's see how that works. I'm just going to color around because it looks like it lifted it over here. Kind of blend that in again. All right, let's see how the Flirty Flamingo works with that. So we'll just go over and we'll do a couple of layers. I think that looks okay. This is such a pretty color, and I thought it was good for these flowers. They should have a frog in this set that's sitting on these lily pads, don't you think? Okay. Okay, so those are done, and now let's see. I'm not going to stamp the birds yet until I have everything laid out, but let's do the inside. So on the inside I put some more of this and some of the birds. I might do a birthday sentiment. I may just leave it blank for now and add that at a later date. So let's get the lily pad stamped and the birds, and then we can put everything together. So let's do, probably should have done this at the same time I was doing the others. So stamp that down here. And then the birds I stamped in the Pretty Peacock. I stamped them in black on the outside and Pretty Peacock on the inside. I'm wondering if they will look good on the outside in the Pretty Peacock. Let's give that a try. So the birds came from the Sailing Home set, which is in the new catalog. And you might have birds from other catalogs or other, stamp sets. I just thought they were a nice add. So I'm going to kind of go off the page and just add them like that. And then we'll color this in as well. So we'll do the Granny Apple Green, and I'll speed this up. Okay, I went out of line a little bit, so I was just fixing that with the color lifter. Alrighty, so let's start putting our card together. I'm going to put this on the inside first. I'm going to use my liquid glue, and this is the same size as, it makes a A2 card, so this inside is the same as you would have if it wasn't a gatefolded. Alright, so let's just center this between the folds. Okay, and then on this one, I'm going to put everything together. So we'll put the bird again. The legs are going to go kind of on this. I'm only going to put adhesive on the legs and kind of the bottom part of the bird, because I don't want him to stick to the top. So let's put that there, because he's got to be able to open. And then we'll put the birthday wishes, and I'm going to put that down flat, and then I'm going to pop up the lily pads. So we'll put this on. You could do Happy Father's Day. This would be a good guy card. And then with dimensionals, I'll add the lily pads. I think I only need 2. I think that would be sufficient. And let's put these, we don't want it to go up too high. It could go up a little bit. And then we'll put one down by the bird. Oops. There we go. How's that? Okay, and let's add this to the white. So I'm going to do that with my liquid glue as well. It's a pretty simple card. I like the way the gatefold is. And let's put this together as well. And then I just want to place the moon and the the birds, once I have it kind of laid out. I just want to figure out the placement for those. So, ooh, bent his neck. So I'm going to put adhesive on this half, and I'm going to try to kind of make sure that I don't go past a certain point. Those release papers are always everywhere. So let's see, and I want it to be kind of centered. And that's what I love about that glue. It gives you a chance to kind of move it around. And then this will come up here, and we'll put the glue on this side. So we'll put the moon up here, or the sun, and stamp some birds here. So I'm actually going to stamp the birds, and I'm going to try it in the Pretty Peacock. Let's see how it works. It's dark, so I think it'll be fine. So I just want to make sure I don't run over his head. And I probably should have done this before I put it down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just get a piece and go right up to here, because I don't want it to get it on the white, but I do want to go off. And one more set. That looks good. Okay. So now we could put this down, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to just put glue on the one side and not go too far with it. Make sure I put it on the right side, the correct side. Okay, and put this down. pick up his head. Come on. Okay. And just kind of eyeball it. All right, and then we will put the moon on, or the sun. I guess it's the sun because we're seeing the birds with a dimensional right here. Right up here. Okay. Kind of pretty. I like it. I like the gatefold. I think you could do this with a lot of different sets and designer series paper and things like that. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, this set is in a bundle. I'm a little crooked here. Through June 3rd, and then June 4th, you could still purchase them, but separately. And I just wanted to show you. So this is the card that was on my blog yesterday, and this is that water piece that cuts out. And it fits perfect on, this is a 3/4 cross. So it's 3/4 by 5 layer, and this is what this does. And I sponge the background and behind this, and I think it's really pretty. And then here's the inside. And I have this on my blog from yesterday, so if you're interested in making it, you can get all the dimensions and everything there, pspapercrafts.com. Okay, have a good day. Thank you for joining me. Bye.